Welcome back. Today it's November 15, 2016, and it's SAGE102, section 705. Today is day number 6 into the first semester of these 2 semester course. It's actually the last class of the first semester. It's a very important one. So welcome back, and I'm glad to see you here today. If you look at the Y screen, it's day number 6, actually it's class number 6, and today we're going to introduce to you to the last RC competency of this semester. Altogether we have 6, and today's topic is global perspectives and citizenship. Now before we get to the core topics of today, allow me to invite you to go back to the last class, which is very important. Class number 5, in which we did the important RC competence called cultural engagement. Please come here and get to the link called the 5th day of class questionnaire. Get online and complete this 5th day of class questionnaire in about 5 minutes time. Okay? In about 5 minutes time, I would like you to complete this 5th day of class questionnaire. And indeed, for the 6th day of class, which is today, the questionnaire will be ready tomorrow, and I very much invite you to complete the questionnaire first for this 5th day of class questionnaire, and tomorrow move on to the 6th day of class questionnaire. It's very important that we invite you to complete this questionnaire for us in each class of our important lessons. So spend 5 minutes time, go to the 5th day of class questionnaire, complete this questionnaire for a complete record of last week's class, okay? And I'm glad that many of you have moved back, and I hope most of you will come back today. It's very important that we get today's class done by creating pairs as well as teams of the work for the 2nd semester. So spend 5 minutes. And we're going to stop that at 5:45, okay? 5:45. Then we'll get back to our class today, okay? First, get online using your mobile device. Go to your Moodle environment, SAGE102, section 705, and then complete this 5th day of class questionnaire. The 5th day of class questionnaire. It's about the RC competency, cultural engagement, that we discussed last week. And I hope you've already done the preview on all the important topics and content of these RC competency. Okay, this is housekeeping job number 1. The second important thing I would like to remind you after you've done the 5th day of class questionnaire, which is expected to be done in about 5 to 10 minutes time from now. I'll give you this 5 to 10 minutes time to finish the 5th day of class questionnaire. If you just come back, make sure you use your mobile phone to get online to your Moodle environment and move down to the 5th class. And in the class 5 tools to track your learning, there is a 5th day of class questionnaire waiting for you. Please complete this in about 5 minutes. We are going to end this questionnaire period at 5:45 so that you could switch back to the regular class today. It's very important that we do this according to our schedule. Thank you very much for doing that. We have 19 students so far have come back out of the 28 students in this class, so we're still waiting for 11 more students to come back today. Okay. And I must tell you that I enjoyed interviews with most of you who came to my office to have the freshman interview in the past 2.5 weeks. There are only 4 students left in this class who have not made the interview or who have not signed up for the interview. So I sincerely hope that you sign up for the interview as soon as possible so that we could finish the first round of freshman interview before the end of this week. That's wonderful. Welcome back. You need to complete the 5th day of class questionnaire. Okay, welcome back, welcome back. I'm so glad that seems many of you come back, and please spend 5 minutes to complete the 5th day class questionnaire before we move on to the next topic, which is again another housekeeping topic. Well, allow me to take attendance. During this period of time when we're doing the questionnaire, so the first person is Candy. Are you here? Thank you very much. Jackie, thank you. Miko, thank you. Kent, thank you. Hoi Yu, are you here? Hoi Yu? Hoi Yu is not here. Sherry, thank you. Michael, thank you. Wing Ho, thank you. Alfina is not here today. Peter, thank you. Yen is not here today, okay. Kirian, thank you. Delancey, not here at this point. Yun Ying, thank you. Ella, thank you. Man Hunt, thank you. Kenny, thank you. Alexandra, not here yet. Sam, thank you. Laza, thank you. Okay. Juguan, are you here? Juguan. Oh, the Nancy is back. Thank you. The Nancy is back. Okay. So Juguan is not here. Bridget, are you here? Bridget, thank you. Bridget, you need to sign for the interview and complete the interview questionnaire. In a minute, I'm going to remind you one more time. Joshua, thank you. Save attendance for this page, and then we'll go to the next page. Okay, Yo-Yo is not here yet. Agnes is not here yet. Jasmine, thank you. And then Johnny is here. And Wai Chun, are you here? Not here, okay. Chelsea, not here. Gloria, you're here, thank you. Ada, thank you. So thank you very much. All right, now we finished taking attendance. So now allow me to get back to the second business of today. Most of you have already signed up for the freshman interview with me in my office in the past 2.5 weeks. We are still waiting for 4 more students who has to come to the interview, but unfortunately they are not here. But Bridget, have you come to my interview? Not yet, right? You need to sign up here using the first link, okay? You go to Freshman Interview Associate Master, click on this link, okay? When you click on this link, you can mark a time slot in this week called the 3rd week of November. Okay, mark a time slot in this week maybe tomorrow, as soon as tomorrow, or on Thursday. Okay, so then after you have marked your time slot, you need to come back here. This is the questionnaire you need to complete, called the P-Interview questionnaire. You need to click into it and complete the questionnaire. This is the important questionnaire. So far, I have done 26 students who have already done this questionnaire, and indeed, I have already interviewed most of them. All right. So I just have this student, White John, who has not completed this questionnaire. Jugan, who has not completed this questionnaire. And you, Lloyd, who has not completed this questionnaire, and Bridget, you have not completed this questionnaire together with Chelsea. All right? So you need to complete the questionnaire. All right? So having said that, allow me to bring you back to the business of today. We are going to discuss and help you to form teams today. But before that, I hope you understand what we're going to do to help you understand this. It's an important competency. First of all, it's called global perspectives. A global perspective is the kind of knowledge or attitude that we're going to prepare ourselves to be quick for a global perspective. That means we look at things from the global point of view. What's happening here, if I count what's happening there in the United States, what's happening there in England. We are living in a global village. So do not believe that what's happening here does not have any effect elsewhere. So global perspective is actually an important subject today. If you look at the resources I've given you, you can see that now in a secondary school, for example, my son's school, they actually are preparing them to write for a public exam on global perspective using the Cambridge International Syllabus. Okay? In the Cambridge International Syllabus, when you click on this link, you can see how this subject called global perspectives are divided into different chunks of knowledge and different types of activity to engage secondary students to have some knowledge about this. IGCSE, I think clearly knows that because your former school will train you to sit for this exam. And I doubt you have ever studied for this subject. The code number is 0457, just click to see it. It's a very popular and important subject today because it's going to equip you with the kind of perspective that you can understand what's happening in the world every day. When you read international news, you watch the world news tonight every day. Another thing that is of interest to us, not just in the secondary school, it's even in university, that's why we are talking about it. If you click onto this global perspective link in the York School in the United States, and also this global perspective inventory in Iowa State University, you understand how much university educations have devoted to this topic. And that's why today we single out today's class to make sure you understand there's something called GP, global perspective. Okay, so look at those important topics. If you really want to have the basic definitions of that, this is a very good place to start. What is a global perspective from the Vermont University Microscience? Very useful site where you can have excellent definitions and examples of doing that. And there is a link called Global Educations. They provide you with all what you need to know about global perspectives. So, since we'll talk so much about this, why not let's step into it and give you a little bit of what is meant by this. Here we go. A global perspective, let me try to enlarge it. Look at that. A global perspective is far more than an understanding of worldwide business and international career opportunities. It's more than what you can study in the business administration school. Developing a global perspective involves taking a broader, practical view of experience. You need to think about this. Knowledge and learning includes seeking to understand the links, the connections between our own lives and those of the people throughout the world. Can I give you an example of global perspective? Do you understand what is meant by global warming? Do you feel what is meant by global warming? When we have global warming, what's happening to the globe? The glacier, the ice glaciers on the two poles of the world are melting faster than we expected. And what is the consequence of this continuous melting? We might be submerged sometime in the next 50 years underwater. Many of the big cities in the world will be underwater, not inhabitable anymore. To adopt a global perspective, we need to enhance our understanding of number one, social issue, number two, political issues, number three, environmental forces. Social issue. Do we have enough food to eat? Do you understand what's happening in the world today, even in China? We are very much afraid that someday we do not have enough food produced through agriculture to feed the whole populations in China. Most of the rice we eat today come from which country? Do you check with your mama, from which brand of rice did you eat every day? Does it come from China? Mostly not. Second, political issue. Who is the president-elect of the United States? Who can give me an answer? Now, who is the president-elect of the United States? Trump! Oh, this guy! Poor guy! Oh, no, he's a gentleman. Immediately after he won the election, he said something which is against what he said 2 days ago. He changes fast. Well, can you trust a person to change that fast? Environmental issue. I've just given you an example of global warming. So, this is an example of global perspective. Can you give me another example of global perspective? Do we have 4 seasons now in Macau? Spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Do you feel that we still have 4 seasons in Macau? Can you feel that? I think it's 20-something degrees today, right? Is it supposed to be in winter? Johnny is the first thing who said, "Ha ha! Do you believe that? It's winter today? I think it's summer." You look at Lazare, summer, beach-like clothing. We go to the beach like that, but this is supposed to be winter today. All right, global warming. Okay, because of the issues of what? Many countries, because they would like to have a higher GDP to earn good standing in the world's economic structure, they produce a lot of things, particularly in those industries with a lot of pollutions that hurts the environment. And which countries top the list, do you know? 100 years ago, it's the Western country, and Britain is one. 100 years later now, it is which country? China. But the world turns. We cannot stop any countries from doing what is supposed to be the best for the country's economy. But It's no good for the environment. So a global perspective means even you're a very rich man today in China, you know that if you still live in Beijing, you're not going to live any longer. Don't you see the reasons? Because the air in Beijing is not fresh enough, and it contains a lot of minor particles which hurts your lungs, definitely. For a person who prolongs their living in such a city, you're going to see God very soon. Oh, great. All right, I don't want to say anything more. So we need to develop the skills, attitudes, and values which will enable us to work together, joining hands for some common good, some global perspectives. Now, I would like you to think about what is meant by citizenship at this point, before we come back to the issue of the day. Besides global perspective, we need to think about what is meant by citizenship. Okay, allow me to ask you this question. I was born in Macau, so I call myself a citizen of Macau. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean when I call myself a citizen of a specific region, or better say country? Okay, what is meant by citizenship? So here I gave you some examples. If you call yourself Canadian citizenship, so you were born in Canada, if you call yourself British citizenship, you're born in England, what is meant by good citizenship? So I give you questions there. What does it mean to be a good citizen? So you need to understand the meaning of what is meant by a citizen. Citizens. Citizens of. Citizens of NBLTD, the classic. Citizens of. Today we have a group of students who put on the school uniforms. So can I call them uniform citizens? Because they have common things. Okay? So what is meant by a citizens? So let me show you the simplest example of what is meant by a citizen. That is from Wikipedia. Look at that. Let me enlarge it for you to see. Okay, now you give yourself a score. 1 is minimum, 10 is highest. If I would like to call you a good citizen by giving you the choice, first, I am a citizen of the country because I obey the law of the country. This is what I'm supposed to do as a citizen. Second, as a citizen of a country, I respect the authority, particularly police. Third, as a citizen of a particular region, like Macau, I contribute to society and the community of Macau. Then I'm going to give myself a score. Third, as a citizen of a particular country, I love my country. How do you define love? Does it mean if I am running an industry but I pollute the air of my country, is this an act of love? Alright, good question. As a citizen of a country, I respect all nationalities. Respect means although we are different, but we will give them all the due respect. As a citizen of countries, I believe in doing what is right. So what is meant by what is right? Inside China, there is a village. Every year they single out 1 to 2 to 1 week's time in which everybody eats dog's meat. They kill a lot of dogs because it's a festival. Okay. Is this doing what is right? As a citizen of a country, I stand up for the rights of the others. So, because I stand up for the rights of others and there is no regulation, we cannot eat dog meat, I say I love this country. I try to serve others before myself. So, these are some of the characteristics of good citizens, and there's also some kind of definitions for us to interpret what a citizen is supposed to do. Okay, so you can see we have a lot of interesting things about this. So, what does it mean to be a good citizen? We have a long answer. We have a full answer. We have a short answer. You see, a good citizen, it's a person who obeys the laws of his country, contributes to the society, and participates in public affairs with wisdom. With wisdom? How do you know? Umbrella movement. Do you still remember the yellow umbrella movement in 2014 in Hong Kong? Okay. Good citizenship is closely tied to the concept of civic duty. What is meant by civic duty? Do you still remember there was a song called Need to Know Your City? Need to know your city. In Chinese, it's do not throw rubbish anywhere. The idea that citizens have responsibility they must fulfill with regard to their countries. What does it mean? When I was a small kid, when I was growing up in Macau, because Macau at that time was the colony of Portugal, by a certain age, I was obliged to join the army, the Portuguese army. But there is no formal troops in Macau. So we are supposed to do it whenever we visit Portugal. Okay, as a young man, they will ask me, have you served in the army? And in case if we are not prepared, they will have that authority to draft you into the army and serve there for 1 or 2 years. But smartly, people from Macau, particularly those Chinese, they understand it. If I do not want to serve in the army at that time, I need to report that I do not want to serve and I pay a certain amount of money to the government, and with that I will receive, and with that receipt, whenever I receive Portugal, they will understand you are exempted. That is very interesting thing. But today, you understand that if you're from China, as a certain young man, you might need to serve in the army. Do you need to serve in the army in your country? No? Okay. So we are really fortunate, those who live in Hong Kong and Macau, we do not need to fulfill this responsibility. Okay, defending our country. All right, so I've given you a very simple definition of citizenship. Okay, now allow me to tell you that it's important that we continue this with something which is very important, but today there is something interesting for you.
Be kind to everyone. That's the first thing you need to do to be a good citizen. Smile and respect everyone, just as you would want them to. Be friendly to new children in your neighborhood and class. Respect and befriend children from all communities, religions, and countries. Always help the elderly in crossing roads, getting aboard a bus, or carrying grocery bags.
Have you done this? No?
We are responsible for keeping our surroundings clean. So throw your trash in trash cans. And if you find trash thrown around in public, pick it up and throw it in the right place. Follow all the traffic rules. Wait for the signal to cross the road, and always cross at the zebra crossing. Follow school rules, be in your class on time, and respect the school property. A good citizen believes in doing what's right and guides his friends to do the same. Keep away from social evils like drinking, smoking, and stealing.
This is not firework, this is cigarette.
Don't
Okay?
throw toys and clothes to needy children and make them happy. A good citizen has self-control. Control your anger in public and never use abusive language. Respect the property of others. Always ask before using something that belongs to someone else.
This is very important.
Respect authority. People in charge of rules help to maintain order in society. Whether it's the police, traffic police, your principal and teachers, or your parents at home, give them the due respect. Be aware of your rights. As a citizen of this country, you have the right to be treated equally and fairly. Take your complaints to someone in authority if you are being denied of your rights. Beware of what's happening in your surroundings and take an active part to make it better in whichever way you can. Be responsible for yourself and what you do, which means following all the rules as a student, as a member of the family, and as a member of the society, with all your heart. Sharing is the first step to learning. Share so your friends can get as much as you do.
I love this thing, sharing is the first step to learn. So what we're going to do next is make sure you got a chance to share. All right, this is the last class in the first semester of this 2-semester course. And you know that according to the syllabus, you are obliged to submit 3 refractive blocks on what you have discovered about yourself. In the first block that you submit by the end of September is a block to discover about yourself with respect to the competency called interpersonal relationships and teamwork. Now, you did submit this block already. How much have you discovered about yourself with respect to this RC competence? Share is very important. By the end of October, you submit the second block, which is about 2 RC competency, leadership and service, as well as healthy living. Now, how much have you discovered about yourself with respect to this 2 RC competency? The suggestion is you need to select some activities from the SPC and join, refract, and write. The third block you need to submit by the end of this month, November, is about 3 other RC competency. 2 include the first one, cultural engagement, we learned last week. The second one about citizenships and global perspectives, you will learn tonight. Together with 1 more RC competence, select from the 3 you learn in the month of September and October. It could be interpersonal relationships and teamwork, or it could be leaderships and service, or it could be healthy living. And you are going to write another refractive block to tell how much you have discovered about yourself with respect to these 3 RC competencies. So I'm expecting to read your block by the end of this month. Then, in the month of December, which you should have supposed, you should have already finished all the 6 classes in the first semester, you will receive feedback from me on each of the blocks you submit. And then, you get yourself ready for the second semester of work, which contains 4 months. January of 2017, February of 2017, March of 2017, and April of 2017. Now, according to the syllabus, you are going to submit 3 other blocks by the end of January, by the end of February, by the end of March. And each of these 3 blocks that you're going to submit in the year 2017 must be based on your self-discovery of 3 important RC competencies selected from the 5 that you learn in the first semester. And each of these 3 other blocks you're going to write next year must include a different combinations of RC competency with at least 2 are different in each block. So this is the basic regulations. But when you read the syllabus, you understand that the first semester you are going to earn 50 points. In the second semester you're going to earn another 50 points. And in order to pass this course, because there's only pass or fail in this course, you need to earn 80 points of 2 semesters. But out of the 6 blocks you're going to submit for all, for the first semester you can only earn 30 points. For the second semester you can only earn 30 points. In other words, the 20 points in the first semester you have not earned, and the 20 points in the second semester you are going to earn. So how are you going to earn the 20 points you have not earned in the first semester? That is very important for tonight. You're going to earn the 20 semester point in the first semester in the second semester by engaging yourself in group work, teamwork in action. So today, as of last Tuesday, you should have learned and identified who is your learning partner. You can see it from here. Okay? If you have not sent me your learning partner information, you need to do it today. Let me show you this. This is the important name that I set up last week to give you a chance to tell me who your learning partner is. So many of you have or have already given me your learning partner, so you can start doing work with your learning partner. And I told you last Tuesday, you are going to form a team by combining 2 pairs, okay? By combining 2 pairs of students. And if each pair of students contains 2 students, each team of students is going to contain 4 students. So I'm going to give you 10 minutes now to talk about it in your table, also a coastal table, to see which are the pair in this room you want to merge with your own pair to form your team. And once you have the answer, you need to come back here to register your team by clicking on this link. Team registrations. You need to give me the 4 members of your team, okay, by doing something like this, and hopefully you're going to give me the informations. Okay, now that is not a team, that is only the pair, okay? A team represents 2 pairs. So Sherry, are you here? Are you here, Sherry? No. Sorry. And then Kit Long, are you here? Okay, you need to give me not just 2 names, but 4 names. Okay? Based on the pairing that you did last week, you need to give me information of 2 pairs. And for each pair, you need to give me 2 students' information. Okay? And you register your pair information, not in this link, but you register your team information in this link. When you register here individually, I should be able to see the student IDs, the name of 4 students instead of 2, because each team is going to compose of 2 pairs. Okay? So you don't sign up for your team here, you don't sign for your pair here, but you sign for your teams here. Okay? So hope you understand that. Let me give you a comparisons. So you can now talk among yourselves in order to form your team. And remember, we are going to meet after today's class for once a month, starting from the month of January. We will let you know when we are going to meet in January through the Moodle environment. So this is the link to register your pair, 2 students only. This is the link to register your team, 2 pairs of 4 students. Okay? So would you please go to the second Learning Team registration forum and type up the informations of the two peers, including 4 student information there. Then I'm going to set up the space for you to do discussions and to create what you need to do in the second semester to earn the 40 points, your Sunday points. Okay, in the month of January, we're going to meet once in this group, all the students of this class. In the month of February, we are going to meet again. And so for March and April, you can see the meeting schedule directly from this Moodle website, okay? Probably by the end of this month. And then when you see the time, normally when we meet in the evening, okay? Now we meet from 5:30 to 7. But most likely when we meet again in January, we meet from 8:30 to 10 or something like this to make sure we do not have any conflict with your regular classes. Okay? Only once a month, and I will give you specific information on what your team has to do in this website, and then I will keep you in touch on that. First of all, I need your contact, all right? So you need to make sure you come back to this particular site to get informed. By the end of December, you will know the score you earned for the 3 blocks you submitted. Each block can earn you a maximum of 10 semester points. Okay? So it's really not difficult. But remember, it's a course designed to enable you to discover who you are. Alright? So, hope that you understand this. Let me stop for 5 minutes at least to enable you to talk about yourself, to form your teams. Okay? Let me see if I got some registrations here beside the first one. Good, look at that. Good, that's the way it is. This is a typical example of teams in actions. Okay? So you need to sign up for your team by doing something similar. Alright? For those of you who came in late, allow me to update attendance record now. For today, Yu, are you here? Yu. No. Alfina. Okay, not here. Yan, not here. Alfina is here. Okay, good. Thank you very much. All right, Alexandra. Thank you. We're going to meet tomorrow. Make sure, for those of you sign up for the freshman interview, Zhu Guang, are you here, Zhu Guang? Yin Zhu Guang, not here. Okay, so let me save this. All right. Second page. Yo-Yo, are you here? Okay, thank you very much. Agnes, thank you very much. So, Xiu Wai-Zhen, thank you. Wai-Zhen, you have not met me in the freshman interview. Make sure you sign up, okay? And then, Charles A. Okay. So Wai-Zhen, you need to sign up for the freshman interview here. Yes, right here. You sign up from here, this link, okay? And you need to complete this P interview questionnaire, okay? 2 things. Sign up with a time slot in this week and complete the P interview questionnaire before you come to me. All right? Thank you very much. Now let me double check how many of you have formed teams already. teaming registrations. Now I still got 2 teams, and this is not a team yet. Make sure to tie up your information to your team. I need to know which teams we have. Before the end of this today, before I let you go, you need to let me know your team identity. Otherwise, I'm going to close the door. Okay? You need to let me know. It's very difficult after today. Johnny, which team you belong? Sure. All right, Mr. Lindsay. All right, two. You need to report. Sorry. Make sure you sign up, inform me your team identity, talk about yourself to create a team of 4 persons. You know, we need to take care of the remaining ones. We still have 20 more minutes to do that. Kirian, have you joined any team? Okay, make sure you report, okay? Oh, you've got a good secretary, let's see. Good secretary, okay? Alright. Good, look at that. So let's say we need to get 4 persons here. Good, very good. And then this one. Very good. And then we got 2 more. So keep going. Sherry, you need to find another 2 members to form the team. And that is from Git Long. You need to make sure you got 2 more members to form the team. Alright? We must get this done before the end of today's class. Yes, go across the table, talk to your potential team members. It's wonderful. Now remember the missions of your team. It's to decide some kind of activity. Design is you have to conceive activity that is good for all the students at SPC, and you need to create some action plan to promote the activity, including giving information on what your activity is all about. We will meet in January, group by group, to help you find out if your conception is good enough. Okay? It's a wonderful opportunity to engage yourself into thinking of some kind of activity and producing some actions which could eventually lead to your applications of the SPC scholarship by this time next year. Look at these student leaders. They start out something like what you're doing, okay? These student leaders, okay? They help a lot, and so I believe each potential student at SPC could also accomplish something similar. Okay, let me go back to see how many more teams do I have. Good. So Gloria's team. Okay. So Git Long is switched to Gloria's team, right? Gumwing. Oh, that's good. That's good. Wonderful. Wonderful. And then we have this. So you might want to delete this one because that is already another team. Okay, I can actually move this to new section. So I'll do it later tonight. So we're still waiting for 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 20 persons now. 16 out of 20. So it's we still have rooms for many more teams, at least some more. 2 to 3 more. So make sure you got the team members ready. I'm waiting for more teams to come up. Alright. Johnny, where do you belong? Joshua, where do you belong? So make sure you submit the information in the team registration link. Okay? That's good. That's good. That's wonderful. Okay. Let's give you a little bit more time. Good, good, good. So, we need to go now. Right? So, make sure you follow up with your team. We'll be delivered back to the website and get updated. Alright? So, thank you. Thank you. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now you can start thinking about what you're supposed to do in your team. Now make sure you got a good understanding of the team members, and then your missions in this team is to conceive group-based activity, which is good for all SPC students. So you could promote the activity by deciding into what you want them to do when they join the group. Okay? You will have an information sections by next January when each group is going to present your proposal. Watch the Moodle environment by January when we meet the first time. Each group should get ready a proposal on what you want to see happening in SPC for our students to join with your group activity, doing what, accomplishing what kind of outcomes, with what kind of impact. And remember, what you did in this group work is potential applications of the scholarship next year by this time when you are year 2 students. So we are just doing scholarship screening now, application screening. This is very important for you. Make sure you're not in more than one team. So if you're in one team, that's good enough. Do not put yourself in more than one team. Alright? That's good. Very good. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. Okay? 5 groups means 20 students. We need at least 2 more groups. Okay? Or at least 1 more group to register. I know that there are certain students who are consistently absent from this class. So I need to really take them out and into it with them. Alright? So in your group, you want to produce a group profile picture, somewhat like this. You must present a picture with 4 persons together, an individual picture of individual group member. Okay? You need to get ready something like this to profile yourself. Alright? So this is a group with all the members together in such a way, an individual member, and then you can profile yourself. Alright? So this is the way. If I'm with Joshua, I will post my picture in the basketball. Right? So something like this is very important. So let's see how many more teams do we have at this point. It takes a while to get all of these done. Okay, I'm still waiting for at least 1 more team to sign up. Now we have 5 teams with 20 students. So which other team did not sign up? Johnny? Have you signed up? Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Peter, have you signed up? 5 members over there. If you cannot find in your table, go around. Ask for people who can help you. Okay? And there's too many who needs to be paired out. Okay? Go around and ask. Alright? Okay. We still have about 15 minutes. Allow me to introduce to you what you need to do next semester. Of course, you need to write 3 blocks. But remember, the theme is discovery-based learning. You do not need to complete an activity before you can write a block, particularly in this group work. It's very hard for you to conclude the work first before you write your block. It is in the middle of everything. You're trying to extract your personal discovery and write your block with respect to the selected RC competency of your own. Now remember, even in your team, your 4 persons in your team, each of the 4 persons in your team, they select a different set of RC competencies when he or she is about to write his or her blog. Okay, this is a lot of freedom for yourself. And you need to understand it. Oh, by the way, this is an excellent grade. I highly recommend that you get time, you go to this Black Rocks Theater at E21 on December the 1st and 2nd at 7:30 to watch this interesting parade. The Theater of Macau, the 3 ladies of Macau. Excellent. Okay? Okay. Allow me to just push you a little bit. Okay, how many more? Not yet. So, let's see. All right. Second one. Yes. Oh, welcome, Master.
I will come back later.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, so the second one is finished. And then let's go to the third one. Johnny, I still have not seen your name. So are you there? All right, so. And of course, if you see your name is already in one of those team informations, you do not need to send it again. You just need to recognize that you belong to that team. The information is being sent by the student. For example, in the second team, it's from Dory. In the first team, it's from Waijun. In the third team, it's from Kirian. In the fourth team, it's from Alfina. Okay, what about the fifth team? Jasmine. So I'm still waiting for one more team. Let me give you some support. 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 So that is 2. You 2. Okay? So we need 2 more students who are willing to pair with the other 2 students here. Do we have 2 extra students here? Yes or no? No? Are you all pair? Are you all pair? Are you all pair? No? Are you willing to join these 2 students as one team? Over here. Oh, you're just one pair. Already signed up, right? Oh, that's good. That's good. And then 1, 2, 3. You already signed up. But this 2 and this 2, right? Okay. Have you signed up for this one? Good. Okay. All right. So I need to give you 2 more members. So what I can do is to make sure. Wow, that's good. Kenny's team is already there. Now, Peter, what I suggest you to do is the 2 of you with name. Would you please sign here first? That's a 2-person team because you cannot find any other 2. With that, I will use that as the basis to look for 2 more students for you. Okay? If in case you really cannot find a team, I will put the 2 of you in one of those teams. Okay? By announcing it before the end of next one. Have you joined team? No team. Okay, I got 2 more members for you. Come. Can you come here? Can you come here? The 2 of you. Yeah. Peter and Jackie. Yeah. You need one more chair. So can you just, I have 2 ladies for you. So the 4 of you will make a perfect team. Can you just make a simple negotiations among yourself? Introduce yourself. Okay? Now Nico hay Peter. Nico hay Jackie. Nico hay Candy. Agnes. So Lady Tina can see. Okay? If you believe it's okay, just make sure you submit your information. That's perfect. That's important because we need to have teams before we could go through the process. Okay, we're just one tip away from what we need to do. Now I have 10 minutes, so I'm going to use the remaining 10 minutes to inform you what we are going to do after today's class. Okay? Number one, after today's class, you all finish the 6 classes in this first semester. In these 6 classes of the first semester, we introduce to you, when you come back to the middle side, the 5 important RC competencies. Allow me to repeat, the first RC competence is interpersonal relationship and teamwork, okay? Based on which you roll your first block. The second RC competence is leadership and service, as well as healthy living, which is the third, okay? So leadership and service is the second RC competency. Healthy living is the third RC competency. And with this 2 RC competency, you roll your second block. You finish submitting it already by the end of October. Now, last Tuesday and this Tuesday, we introduced to you the last 2 RC competency. Last week, we introduced to you cultural engagement. This week, we introduced to you global perspective and citizenship. So, with these 2 additional RC competency and 1 more RC competency you learned previously, 3 over there I just mentioned, you're going to write the third block, supposed to be submitted by the end of November. Now remember, all the blocks you're going to write and you have written, it's based on the theme of discovery-based learning. It's how you discover who you are after you have been introduced to the specific RC competencies, and then after you have joined some activity produced by SPC, and then you look back to who you are, how much you discover yourself based on understanding of those RC competencies. We call it soft skills. Okay? Looking forward, after today's class, and after you submit the third block by the end of November, we are going to meet again at a specific day that I'm going to inform you through the UN Moodle environment. Meet again first in January, second in February, third in March, and finally in April. When we meet again in January, mostly about January the 10th, okay, after we have stopped the second semester, we'll come back to this room. Every group needs to come back in the January meeting with a team proposal. I'm not going to tell you what you need to prepare by February, March, and April, except that you need to produce a block by the end of January, another block by the end of February, and the last block by the end of March. But when you come back in January when we group together, each team must get ready a team proposal which is based on the following ideas of the team members. 1, through collaborations of all the members work together. 2, through communications of all the members communicating with one another. 3rd, through critical thinking of all the members of your team. You need to come up with some idea of what you want to propose to the SPC student community. The idea is supposed to be creative, so that people will look at your idea and would like to join your group activity. But you need to conceive the idea by providing conceptions of work that people will be doing. They will be interested in it, and you will serve as the student leaders of this group to serve a community of students like an example is given here. these student leaders, as one group, create the ideas they're going to learn in English table, and they serve more than 80 students at SPC. Now, what are you going to propose in your team as an important activity, experiential learning activity, so that your fellow student who join your team participates in your activity and learns something from it? And you must spell out the intended learning outcomes for the students who join your teamwork. And you must come back in January with this proposal. How are you going to write a proposal? Go back to the environment, read some of the examples I am going to give you after you have submitted your November's problem. So you're going to read examples of proposal in the month of December. You're also going to read feedback, my feedback to your individual block. The first 3 blocks is submitted in September, October, and November in the month of December. So when you come back in January 2017, Happy New Year! And then you will have your proposals ready. And each team is going to stand up here, hold your microphone, use your PowerPoint to introduce to the whole class your team's proposal. You will be given at most 30 minutes to do it. Okay? The normally is between 15 minutes and 20 minutes good enough. Do you hear me? I'm going to repeat, not now, but through a teacher's message in the Moodle environment. Okay? And first of all, focus on your third block, where you're going to tell a little bit more of your self-discovery of who you are after almost 1 whole semesters of learning in this course. SAGE102, 705 is a course in which you can discover more of yourself by experiential learning, who you are in relation to the RC competency we introduced to you, also in relation to the SPC activities you have been participating since August of this year. Time's up. It's time to eat. Alright? I hope you have your good. Have you signed in your group? Okay, let me double check. Everything must be done before I open the door. Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're now free to go. Missions accomplished. We have teams. We have teams. We have teams. Okay? Good. See you in January. Bye-bye. you. So that's it for today's SAGE 102, 705. The end of the 6th class on November the 15th, 2016 until January 2017. We'll be back. Okay.